It's not time to make a change. Just relax and take it easy. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look
Guys,
at
what
me.
is up? Welcome to another episode of
old,
Maximilian.
but
Now, we're
I'm
doing something a
happy.
little bit different today, and I'm going to give you a list of 10 fragrances I think would be very appropriate to give to someone's father for Father's Day. Just an idea that I had. The scents really range in price from about $20 to $300, so there's all sorts of budgets in there. So I'm going to give you 10 of them. Before we do that, I just want to quickly let you know, due to domain name fuckery and the incompetence of GoDaddy, the website Maximilian Must Know, or the domain address Maximilian Must Know, has expired, and it was immediately bought by someone else who is now advertising perfumes on there. Unfucking believable. I will get to the bottom of this, and I will show no sort of mercy once I do get to the bottom of it. But for the time being, if you're looking for my blog and my continuation of the top 100 fragrances of all time, we're up to the, I think, 32 or 31, you can now check it out at maxmknow.com. So switched up. Maximilian Must Know is not mine anymore. Do not fuck with whatever lames are now running that site. So let's get into it. 10 fragrances I think would be great Father's Day gifts. First one, a little bit under the radar. Don't hear it that much discussed in Fragcom. It's from the house of Roberto Cavalli, and it is called Just for Him, Just Cavalli Gold. And I think this one would be good because it's modern. It's really updated. If you have a father who is sort of not wanting to be too daring and wants to stick to traditional scents, this really doesn't smell like it's bold or daring, but it's got beautiful spices at the top: nutmeg, black pepper. There's a wonderful espresso note in this one, and then you have a really sort of solid base of leather and vetiver. It sounds intense, but it's really not that intense. It's rather light. You should be able to find this for about 20 bucks online. And so if you can find Just Cavalli, I think it would be a great gift for a father, and again, will only cost you 20 bucks. Next one, a lot of you guys know Tobacco Vanille by Tom Ford is a fragrance that is beloved in Fragcom, loved by many men, but it costs $210 for the small bottle and almost $500 for the flacon. I think a worthy replacement for that is Tobacco 1812 by West Third Brand. You can find Tobacco 12 online at West Third Brand's website, I think for 30 bucks. Some people don't think it smells like tobacco vanille. I actually think it does. It's not a one-to-one, but you definitely get like a vanilla pipe tobacco vibe from this one, and it really performs well. You get 60 mLs of juice for that $32, so I think a lot of fathers will enjoy Tobacco 1812 by West Third Brand. This one is a really recent discovery by me. Got this from TJ Maxx, and I've been very surprised to find it's been a lot harder to find this one than I knew. You can get it online for $50, $60. It's a very classic Italian men's fragrance. It just smells really refined and dignified. At the top you've got galbanum and grapefruit and basil, and then you do have some resins in the base. It's just really blended well. It's timeless, and I think people, once they get their noses on this, this is going to become a Fragcom favorite for people. I'm going to try to blow this one up. If you haven't heard of this one, this would make a great gift for your father. From the house of Laura B. Giotti, this one is called Aroma Uomo. Stay tuned for a full review of Aroma Uomo on my channel. Next up, we have one that is a classic men's barbershop fragrance. If your father likes barbershop fragrances, he's a wet shaving guy, I think this one is a great scent. It's become harder to find in its vintage packaging, but I think you could get it in the modern packaging, and I think the formulation is pretty close. I don't think I've tried it, or if I did, I really didn't spend any time with it. But this one just has an anise note. It's really great. It's got lavender, oak moss. It's a very sort of typical fougere. It is very well priced. It just is, you get a lot of value with this fragrance. It's great with a suit. It's great casually on weekends. From the house of Yves Saint Laurent, we have Rive Gauche as my fourth pick, Rive Gauche Pour Homme. Next up is one that's gonna, oh, by the way, prices on the Biagiotti, I think you can find like 50 bucks online, and the Yves Saint Laurent's around 60 or 70 bucks. Next up is one you don't hear me talk about too often. I just don't like this one that much because it really doesn't work well on my skin. I know it works well on a lot of other guys' skin, like Greg from the UK. I really like the way that it smells. It's a beautiful tea scent with bergamot. It's really crisp and refreshing. It just isn't a performer on me, but I think it's light enough that a lot of guys out there will like it. I prefer the first version of this scent, but if your father likes really casual, clean, and sort of sweet-smelling fragrances, I really do recommend Pour Homme 2 by Gucci. I think a lot of dads would like that, and this is something now you can find online for like 50 or 60 bucks. I think Gucci's phasing this one out, so I think Gucci Pour Homme 2 is a great fragrance for Father's Day. Next up is one that is a classic men's fragrance, and it's sort of been, I don't want to say forgotten about, but really you have to sort of know about it to know about it. I know a lot of European gentlemen wear this one. I really love it. It's one of my favorite leather fragrances of all time. If your father likes the old school powerhouse fragrances like Crizio Uomo, or Quorum by Antonio Puig, he'll probably like this one. I think this one is timeless. It's just a beautiful floral and soapy leather with a beautiful birch note in there. It's gorgeous, and you can find it for about $70 online from the House of Knees. This one is called Knees 10. It's about a $70 fragrance, great leather scent. Next one is another one that I don't love personally, but I know so many people that do love it that I have to recommend it because it is a people pleaser and everyone loves this one when they smell it. So I just have to recommend it. You're gonna look at the bottle and go, gee, for someone who doesn't like it, you sure have worn a lot, and it's true. There are a lot of times I wear this one when I'm just chilling or out of the shower. It's really crisp, it's really refreshing, it's got wood in it, it's got incense, it's got a beautiful grapefruit note. It really is well done. It's just a little too blasé for me. And from the House of Chanel, this one is called a Bleu de Chanel. I think a 50 ml bottle of this one is like 80 bucks, and I think the 100 ml is around $100. So a lot of fathers are going to like that one. Next one is one that I think if you want to get your father or husband smelling more, I want to say more modern, but want to introduce that to them slowly, I think this is a great scent because it really is a modern fragrance, but it's done by a house and a perfumer that really is known for making classic fragrances. This is one of the latest and greatest from the house of Ralph Lauren, and this one is called Supreme Oud. And Supreme Oud is a beautiful oud fragrance. I reviewed it. My only beef with Supreme Oud for me was it just wasn't that potent, and that might be another person's make another person really fall in love with it because it's not going to overwhelm people. It's really refined, it's really toned down, and I think men who see that polo, they're going to feel comfortable immediately, and it's sort of a nice way to get someone to check oud out. I think it's $125. You get a 4-ounce bottle, so I think it's pretty good value, and I think a lot of dads will like this one. It really is more spice than oud, and it's very sort of harmless in terms of being loud or offensive. Number 9 is one that 10 out of 10 when I reviewed it. It is a sort of more oudier oud, but again, it has the name that men have just come to respect and trust. And this is probably my favorite oud fragrance. It's just got the Italian class with the oud. There's some nice citrus in this. There's some leather. It just smells really regal. It smells like something a rich man would wear. It is on the slightly more expensive side. A 100 ml bottle is around $200, but it lasts and lasts. The presentation is beautiful. It's unique. I get a lot of compliments when I wear it. So my 9th recommendation is going to be from the house of Acqua di Parma, and it is going to be Colonia Intensa Oud, $190. And then my final recommendation is a Fraycom favorite, a classic men's scent. No one can do wrong getting this scent for any man. Just be weary because there are a lot of fakes out there. You want to get this one if you're not going to go the retail route, because it is very pricey, almost $400 via retail. If you're not going to go the retail route, get it from a site that can be trusted. Get it from Amazon if Amazon is the seller. Fragrance Net, Beauty Encounter, those are all websites you can trust. I would not purchase this ever personally from a third-party Amazon seller or from an eBay seller, unless you really know that seller and trust them. There are a lot of fakes out there of this. Some people think my bottle is fake, even though I have verification that it's not. But from the House of Creed, a classic, gorgeous men's staple that so many fragrances have tried to copy. My 10th recommendation, of course, guys, is going to be Green Irish Tweed. Just the freshest, most beautiful lemon verbena, sort of citrusy lemon, really green, smells like the English countryside. It's ridiculous. It's my mother's favorite fragrance on me. At work, I get the most compliments when I wear Green Irish Tweed. You know, whoever's watching this or who you're giving to this might go, oh, what about Cool Water? Cool Water is great. It's rumored the same guy who did Cool Water did this one, Pierre Bourdon, who recently started his own fragrance line. But this one, the difference is this one just performs like a beast. Cool Water does not. This one smells so much more natural, so much greener. It's just gorgeous. So there you go, guys. Those are my 10 recommendations for Father's Day. Let me know if you agree with any of these. Are these fragrances you'd purchase for your father? Do you think these are appropriate for fathers? I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. Remember, my new blog is maxmno.com. I have so much great stuff planned for you guys over the next couple of weeks. There's going to be some surprises and just some more new announcements, and you know, I'm working with a shaving company on collaborating on a project with them, so really busy, really blessed to be doing this. And I'll see you guys again soon.
I knew inside, it's hard, but it's harder to ignore it. If they were right, I'd agree, but it's them, you know.